Okay, so here we have the dual LoFi sample looper. This is inspired by the Loner Shy video. He makes a like a quad version, but this version has two. So we've got two of the 1820 chipboards here. We've got two inputs and two outputs. We've got a record button. We've got pitch control here, and then we've got this is basically the play/loop button. These boards are capable of one shots, either hold to play, and so the sound will play while you're holding it, or just one shot, hit a button, and you can actually see those in here. So on the boards themselves, they've got the long play and then sort of the hold to play features. And then when you engage the loop feature, where it just cycles, it will just play continuously. So I think the really cool thing about these boards is that they've got the pitch control. Some of the sort of sampling, recording device boards are based on a crystal. These have a resistance-based speed modulation. So even in the schematic, they talk about how you can wire the board up with different resistors to get different sample rates. So it's sort of an intended purpose of the board, so you're not breaking anything. I think that's great. I still have to work out the resistance values for the outputs. They come out a little hot, and the inputs probably come in a little hot as well, so I got to keep the volume down. Additionally, there is supposed to be a monitoring ability where whatever you play will pass through it so that you can hear it. I haven't been able to get that to work yet. I'll keep working on that. Oh, and then as far as power, so I've got 9 volts coming in, and then it feeds around to a rather janky setup, but this is a voltage regulator at 5 volts. These boards will take up to 6 volts. Yeah, so power in to the voltage regulator, and the voltage regulator then splits off to both. I think I do have a grounding issue as well. When I touch this, we get a little bit of a noise, from me. Something's funky, so I have to fix that. But overall, works pretty well. Let's go ahead and play around with it. So, I've got a sound. I picked kind of a bell-like sample on the Korg Volca FM here, and currently it's just going into the bottom one here. Let me go ahead and turn these up. Okay, so let's go ahead and record some samples. So to record, you simply have the loop mode not enabled, and then hit the record button. And that's it, and then we can simply as you can see, it's a little bit noisy, it's a little bit gritty and grimy. It's not the best sort of sampling chip, but I think that really adds to the character. And again, you can pitch it down, which is really cool. So now we've got a really cool kind of lo-fi, kind of distorted, kind of bad sample rate bell happening, and I think we can go down a little. We can go down pretty low. So the cool thing is, if you sample in at the low rate, you can pitch it up, and you can throw it in the middle and have a little bit of latitude on each side of the sort of faster is lower. So that's pretty cool. I like to sample in at the highest pitch and then have the ability to pitch down. I think that's kind of the best way to use this. Okay, let's listen to that. Let's pitch that down. And like I said, there's a little bit of a grounding issue or something. I think that sounds really cool. It's got that sort of background noise slowed down as well. It's got this sort of stretched out feel to it. I think it's really neat. And then we can engage the second loop. And now we're playing both at the same time. Let's pitch one up a little bit. And to be fair, this kind of distorted thing happening here, I don't know what's happening, but it is a pretty cool circuit bend. So if I can figure out how to kind of tap into that, it might be kind of a neat mod. Let's run a different sample in here and play around with that. Get a couple of different tones going on. Alright. So I got kind of a drony thing happening here. Okay, something I haven't tried yet is to adjust the pitch while recording, so I'm going to try that. I got a little loop playing here, nothing fancy, just two notes an octave apart, and I want to kind of see what happens when I hit record and adjust the pitch. So signal's coming in, here we go. And let's check that out. Yeah. So that's really cool. So, that's super awesome. That gives a lot of possibilities for perhaps some CV input, or just getting really cool samples of stuff, or maybe even like a cymbal crash or a snare hit where you pitch it down while you record it and then you just have that looping, or just one note, a drone or something that's kind of fluttering. I think that gives a ton of possibilities. It's really cool that it keeps recording while you're adjusting the pitch. I hadn't tested that out yet, and I just think that's super cool. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to add in a lot of possibilities into this thing. Yeah, I think overall it's super simple to build. Most of it is constructed for you. You just kind of have to find some kind of mounting. You do have to replace the pitch resistor. And then obviously replace out the microphone and the speaker outs to give you the option to feed that into your modular system or your synth setup or whatever you're doing. I think this in conjunction with some other looping tape or a delay pedal would be super awesome. Maybe I'll do that in a future video. But yeah, this is the the dual lo-fi sample looper, again inspired by Loner Shy. I'll put a link to his video in the description. He talks a little bit about the pinout of the 1820 chips. Yeah, so just a really fun project. I'm stoked that it's working, and I just got to find some kind of enclosure to put it in. I did create this to be the height of a Eurorack system. This board, I just used some ABS. It's a little flimsy. I'm not stoked on it, but it worked. This is a film canister that this actually will pop off. So it gives me a little bit of latitude to kind of be able to get in there and work on it. But yeah, overall the project came out pretty sweet. I will play around some more, and I'll put all these samples online so you can download and listen to them, use them, whatever. See what you think about these chips here. So yeah, this is the dual lo-fi sample looper. Again, inspired by Loner Shy. Link to his video in the description. Definitely check out the website, SecondHandSynth.com. You can see a little bit more about the project. I will put some samples or kind of the audio from this video that I recorded out of the boards for your download. Yeah, thanks for watching.